What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today we're back with another series of ranked battles on the Battle Stadium ladder. Today we have a team that ranked 26th overall at the end of the Season 18. That would be June. Battle Stadium rankings. I didn't see a lot of coverage for this team, even though it was probably one of the cooler teams on that list of top 30 teams that Liberty Note publishes. I'll have that linked below, as well as the creator, Raiko's team Twitter account, so definitely check them out as well. Put out a lot of very cool teams, so worth checking out. I didn't see a lot of coverage for this team. Thought it would be cool to feature on the channel. If you want to use the team for yourself, I have the rental code in the description below with the PokePaste with the EV spreads in the description, as well as the link to the blog that Raiko posted, outlining all the EV spreads for the team. It's a very crazy team. Wouldn't have guessed a lot of the EV spreads or items or even move choices based on the team preview alone. So glad they posted it. Otherwise, I would have been up a completely different path trying to rebuild this team. If you appreciate the effort it took to recreate the team in game, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, with all that being said, let's hop into a description of the team. So the main concept of this team is actually a Gravity Hypnosis lead. So generally, your main approach is going to be leading Iron Crown with the Booster Energy Speed plus the Yanmega. You can go for Gravity immediately and then hit Hypnosis, or go for Protect on the Yanmega and basically survive the turn, go for a Hypnosis, put something to sleep that's threatening you, and then go for another Hypnosis or a Tailwind the next turn as you switch out the Iron Crown into your Choice Band and Groudon, at which point you are in Gravity. Precipice Blades will hit all flying targets or levitating targets, as well as be at 100% accuracy. That's definitely very appreciated. Groudon's greatest weakness is the inaccuracy, so getting that damage is definitely really nice. Outside of that, the Iron Crown in itself is pretty interesting. If you don't want to switch into your Groudon, you don't think that's correct in the matchup, you have a Calm Mind plus Terra Blast, Dark, and Tachyon Cutter Iron Crown, which is definitely going to get ranked up pretty quickly when you have Hypnosis on the board. Yanmega, obviously with the speed boost, gets really hard to deal with the fast Hypnosises as the battle goes on. Speed boost increasingly making it faster and faster. We also have a Photosynthesis, I believe speed boosting Gouging Fire with a clear amulet, so you cannot intimidate away its attack boost, and you can't Icy Wind or Electro Web away its speed boost, which is really nice. So you have Scary Face on this guy to make your Groudon move before everything, Howl to boost it up even further, and then Heat Crash as an option against most Pokemon, and then Flare Blitz against heavier things like Zamazenta or Raging Bolt after it has gone for a Terrestrialization, most likely in front of your Precipice Blades. You can clean it up with a very strong Sun boosted, Howl boosted Flare Blitz. The Regidrago is very interesting. It is Iron Ball, Min Speed to basically be a Trick Room answer, and then the Rillaboom is just generally consistent Fake Out and terrain overriding pressure against a Psychic Terrain team or something like that. And overall just covers things that beat Groudon like water types pretty well. Like I said, it's a very interesting team. Haven't seen a lot of people on it, so I wanted to share it with y'all. If you want to use the team for yourself, the rental code is in the top right of the video, the PokePaste with the EV spreads in the description, and the original team's creator, their Twitter account, and their blog post for the team is there. If you want to translate it from the original Japanese yourself, that is available there as well. So without further ado, if you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe, and let's get into the battles now. Whoa, okay, we have a Comfy team. Actually, not really whoa. Comfy's like not that crazy if you see it with Terapagos to heal back up the Terra Shell, but Amoonguss Terapagos is very defensive, along with the Incineroar, Urshifu, Raging Bolt as their offensive core, and the Terapagos. Teams like this, you kind of assume it's going to be the more offensive, or the defensive Calm Mind Terapagos, so I think we can take advantage of that. Rillaboom Fake Out onto that is generally decent, but its ability to go for the Terrestrialization, get rid of the terrain, and potentially be Covert Cloak to even ignore the Fake Out makes me a little hesitant, so I think I will just go with the prescribed combo of Yanmega Gravity Iron Crown, and then just get the Yanmega out and try and go from there. Unfortunately, no Covert Cloaks on lead, so if they lead Incineroar plus a Amoonguss, they can actually just straight up go for Fake Out into my Iron Crown and Spore, and I actually do not have anything that can handle that. Maybe, like, if I wasn't forced to go for Gravity here, I'm not forced, but I almost feel forced when I'm using Precipice Blades Groudon. I don't want to risk whole games on Precipice Blades in best of one, so that's why Gravity is on the team. But if I didn't want to go for that, I could very easily just go for a Covert Cloak, or not Covert Cloak, just Howl plus Groudon lead turn 1 and probably take a double knockout, unless I get intimidated, so yeah, interesting. They do just lead that. Okay, that's really bad for me. Unless I can get a Hypnosis off onto their Amoonguss, this is looking quite bad. No Protect, really biting us on the Iron Crown, I think. Oh boy, okay. Not great at all. I'm just going to go Protect though, and I could Tachyon Cutter, take some damage for sure. They might Spore the Yanmega, honestly. I'm going to go for Gravity regardless. And maybe they misplay. But yeah, that's a really smart lead. It kind of makes me think that they know what's coming. Or they just like to lead this, I don't know. Yeah, they fake out the Yanmega. And, or not, they don't fake that out. They fake out the Iron Crown and they Spore it. Okay, yeah, they got me. Pretty bad. So I could have switched in the Groudon there, but I thought losing it to a Spore would have been just so catastrophic, I didn't want to risk it. I think at this point it feels pretty unlikely to me that they will go for a... They could Parting Shot pretty easily, honestly. Let's be wary of that and maybe just burn a turn of Sleep. I don't know. If I hit the Hypnosis, I'm in a way worse spot than if I had switched in Groudon, but I also don't want to get hit by Parting Shot just yet. So we hit the 60% Hypnosis, so favored, but not great. Flare Blitz, please burn me. That'd be so good. Not that common on Incineroar to run that, but definitely very detrimental to the Iron Crown lead. Big damage to themselves. We will knock them out with the Precipice Blades in the future turns, for sure. I think at this point I'm comfortable going for a Tailwind. Just letting myself get knocked out, and if they stay asleep, I want to Calm Mind, I think. So let's... let's get some damage on the Amoonguss in case they wake up, go for Spore. They have done the important... no, this should be Gravity, right? Yeah, definitely. Please KO my Yanmega. Please, 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 please. We wake up, cool. If their Amoonguss stays asleep and they knock out Yanmega, we're in a great spot. We're already in a decent one. Tachyon Cutter does a lot of damage. Flare Blitz, sure, that's fine. We can go for Gravity next turn. We can't go for Gravity next turn. That's a very offensive Incineroar. Okay. I guess we get the Precipice Blades active here then. They do wake up, okay. Palm Puff, okay. Interesting. So I think I would have rather gotten Gravity up there, I think. I'm not sure, because I don't think I don't know, maybe a Precipice Blades would knock them out here, I'm not sure. I don't think I have to go for Howl, it's probably a little safer to go for a Heat Crash Precipice Blades to account for the miss. Maybe I should go for a Terra on my Gouging Fire to Grass, but I also don't want to get weak to this Incineroar necessarily. Howl would be pretty fun, I think. Howl is a lot... 64 PP, my goodness, okay. They thought this move was horrible in the game design. So, Heat Crash obviously covers a miss very well. But I think a Protect is like reasonably likely to... I think this might just be a hit your move situation. Because we go up so big. So absolutely huge if we hit the Precipice Blade, so we're going for it. I'm also going for this play based on the potential, the likelihood that they go for Protect on Amoonguss because they are pressured so much. If they get Comfy in, they can go for potentially a Terra Water Floral Healing plus Knockout that way. So I'm covering for that the best I can. Precipice Blades, if this hits the Comfy, it might knock out, honestly. Because +1 plus Choice Band is actually not double damage. It's a little more, it's 2.25 because it's 1.5 times 1.5, so I feel like maybe they could have like just lived like 49%, been EV to take that on the Groudon, or on the Amoonguss, but no, not on that Pokemon. So we are clear Amulet, we're +1. Man, on one hand they can go for a Fake Out here. They could try and Spore me. I think most likely they're going to try and Spore the Groudon, so I think I'm okay burning a Terra here. Because if I do that, then they are not getting a Terastallization off with their Terapagos in the back. So they're not taking away Sun, which is going to be really hard for them to beat my Gouging Fire. So I think they kind of have to stay in here and dodge a Precipice Blades. So getting the Howl off there was really important because now the Precipice Blade should knock out, regardless of if they have a Like Terra Bug or Terra Grass or something would of course live, but that seems unlikely. Okay, they're going for that. Interesting. Terra Fire, sure. We'll have a KO next turn though, with that. Yeah, Fake Out into the Groudon makes sense. I don't really have a KO with Heat Crash, I think, even though I'm +1 in Sun. Yeah, it gets close though, very close. If they had been a neutral Terra, they would have gone down, but they're going to get the KO here, unfortunately. So knock off the Clear Amulet would be annoying, for sure. I honestly think a Heat Crash could knock out the Incineroar though. And I kind of want to go for that. Which is more damage, Flare Blitz or Heat Crash into Incin? My guess is for sure Heat Crash, but got to be wary. It depends. Is Amoonguss going to be... I feel like Amoonguss is more likely to be max defense than Incineroar is, so I feel like Gouging Fire should knock out. +1, Heat Crash. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close, but I think they're low enough for it to knock out, so I'm going to go for it. I also don't lose outright. I think they kind of have... Oh, they don't protect the Amoonguss, which is like crazy, but we knock out the Incineroar, so I guess that's fine. They are unable to... Yeah, if I had... I guess Terra Grass on the Gouging Fire makes sense here in retrospect, because they can't go for Terra on the Terapagos anymore, and then I probably just win. But I do also have the Groudon ready to go crazy as soon as it wakes up. And if they're Choice Specs on the Terapagos, maybe they can win. But yeah, if I ever wake up on the Groudon and hit a double Precipice Blades, I think I do just get there off of that. But that was definitely unoptimized. I could have gone for that Terra, given it's very unlikely they go for anything but a Spore. And I probably knock out the Incin there, so yeah, misplay. Doesn't matter what I do on that slot, and Terra Fire is useless on Groudon. Well, maybe not. If they're Grass Knot on Groudon, that could be tricky, but it feels more likely they'd be Earth Power. Yeah, I'm not sure. We stay asleep on the Gouging Fire, of course. That is the first turn with sleep active. We wake up on Groudon. If we hit this, we probably win. Groudon. Okay, we at least hit the Terra Shell. Not super effective, but we do hit the Amoonguss. Yeah, they got a pretty short sleep on the Groudon, and that is going to do them in. My goodness, that was minus. That it was, you know, not super effective on the Terapagos, so now if we hit it straight up, they will just lose. So that's even though like I mismanaged this endgame, Calm Mind, sure, goes up. If they ever tear the Amoonguss, they can't go for Calm Mind and start hitting spread moves with the Terapagos, which is why I thought it was a little odd they went for that. But once they did, I should have just immediately locked Terra Grass and knocked out their Incineroar. That was my mistake for sure. I gave them a way back into this game with that. If we ever hit this, we just go for Flare Blitz and knock them out, I think. Terra Grass at this point, so we don't take an Earth Power, I believe. Yeah, interesting. That is why you very, very seldom see a Terastallization other than the Terapagos on these teams, because it leaves your Terapagos so underwhelming after the Terra Shell is gone. Like, defensively, it's so much weaker now. And they can't even get rid of Sun, so this Heat Crash is going to do a lot of damage. Gouging Fire wakes up. Oh, it's Flare Blitz, yeah. Wasn't sure of the range on the Heat Crash against Terapagos. I'll check that now, just for y'all's sake. And mine, I suppose. Oh, it's 120, so yeah, Flare Blitz is worse than Heat Crash against the base form Terapagos. What about Big One? Big Terapagos is actually also 120, interestingly enough. Doesn't go up enough in weight to influence Heat Crash. Cool, good to know. I thought for sure you'd get heavy enough to at least go down 20 base points on the Heat Crash, but not the case. So good battle there. I think a lot to do better. Getting Gravity up would have been a lot better. They led perfectly against me though. Definitely props to them to at least deny me one of Hypnosis or Gravity. I had to roll on Hypnosis and I got it right, but you can imagine if I didn't, I just end up in a horrible situation. So just hitting Hypnosis and hitting my attacks and getting early wakes. I think overall we got very lucky, but shows how strong the team can be when you're rolling high on your accuracy. Up against Robin with an interesting Calyrex Ice team. They have Porygon 2 and Smeargle, so glad we don't have a Calyrex Shadow Rider here. wouldn't be able to hit some Pokemon with the Astral Barrage, but they have Volcarona, Raging Bolt, and Urshifu. Hard to say if that is Dark or Water on this team. No grass types, so they don't have Fire, Water, Grass to like kind of tip us in one direction, but okay. So, Gouging Fire, Terra Grass, obviously pretty cool against Smeargle, but really bad against Calyrex Ice, so gotta be conscious of that. I'm not sure I'll be able to get cooking so quickly against that Smeargle. Yeah, if they lead Fake Out, the Yanmega's kind of cooked. The Gravity strategy might be hard to set up that easily. I might just try and knock out the Smeargle early, if I can. Yeah, weird. I guess I can Tachyon Cutter it. That feels good. I'm gonna go for... Yeah, force them to... Yeah, I can knock out Smeargle with Tachyon Cutter, and then in the back, Regidrago to kind of catch them off guard. And then Backmon, probably Gouging Fire, I feel like would be good over Rillaboom, although... Yeah, I think I'm a little worried about that Volcarona getting out of control if they're Quiver Dance, so I'm going to go with the Backmon Gouging Fire. I guess Terra Grass on the Rillaboom, or Terra Fire, I think it is on this team, would be pretty good there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Rillaboom or Gouging Fire is probably the hardest decision in that situation. Just such an unconventional team they're using, it's hard to figure out what I should be doing. But Tachyon Cutter, very good against the Smeargle. Yeah, we might just get a knockout turn 1, but it's probably going to be Fake Out against me. I kind of just want to go for Heat Crash on some level. Download Special Attack, unfortunate. But we should be able to pick them off with Regidrago. I do... Like, Gravity's an option. It's a good option for sure. Let's just go Tachyon Cutter, deal with the Smeargle, and then I think Precipice Blades should be fine. Or Heat Crash. Terrifier Heat Crash might just knock out the Porygon 2. It's probably pretty close, but I think Precipice Blades is just safer. Yeah, they're going to go for Fake Out regardless, but now we can probably go for a... Ooh, okay, that's bad. Interesting. That's not great. They'll be able to put something to sleep now, but the damage is going to be kind of limited. That might serve to my advantage, though. If I can knock out the Smeargle, Moody, Special Attack, Defense Drop. Okay, so that's very bulky on the Smeargle, unfortunately. Probably just Spore into the Groudon. I kind of want to go for Calm Mind. Truthfully, I should have gone for that turn 1, I think, but should be kind of funny. The damage output's going to be a little bit limited on their P2 if I just go for Terra Fire, or Terra here. Terra Fire seems pretty good. So I think I will roll with that. Terra Blast is going to do a lot of damage regardless. I'm going to avoid burning the Terra here. Foul play, okay, yeah. So Terra Fire would have not been useful there. It's probably Terra... Oh, okay, they are quick Smeargle on this team. And we do a ton of damage on the Porygon 2 with a crit. That's really good. Kind of crazy they left the Smeargle open there, didn't go for Wide Guard or just be a slow Smeargle to begin with. But hey, I'll take it. Now we have a boosted up Iron Crown, and I think they're... Yeah, I can go for a Tachyon Cutter, chip down their Calyrex, or a Terra Dark Terra Blast and do a ton of damage that way. I don't think... interesting spot. I think I just go after the Calyrex so that I can knock it out with a Dragon move in a turn. And they shouldn't be able to take a double knockout if they go for Ice Skull Crash or a Glacial Lance, as long as I don't Terra. So they can take the Groudon with a Glacial Lance if they want to. I didn't go for Terra Blast here in case they don't Terra, but I think maybe the neutral damage is all I need, I'm not sure. I think preserving my Terra for the ground type, or the Regidrago is correct. It's hard though, because the Porygon 2 might outspeed me and hit me with an Ice Beam, but given they didn't go for it last turn, they probably only have Terra Blast or something, so I'm fine. Cool, big damage from them, of course. Doesn't knock out the Groudon. That's really bad for them. If I hit even one of these, they're in trouble. Yep, we hit the Calyrex. That is probably GG. Could not see the screen. Thank you, Groudon. But yeah, the Choice Band bulky Groudon taking names here against the Calyrex. That is really nice. Yeah, I could have gone for the Terra Fire there and kind of cooked them, but I figured that just Regidrago in the back should be sufficient. But seeing the Iron Crown's typing being surprisingly difficult to clear out for the Calyrex Ice teams quickly. Boom, Volcarona, the ranked master. 2 more turns of Trick Room. Because they've already Terra'd, I think we do just beat that with the Gouging Fire already, so I don't really have to worry too much. They probably have to attack here with the Porygon, so I'm going to keep that low and hit it with a... How many turns of Trick Room actually? 2 turns. Interesting. Yeah, let's keep that Porygon low and go for a Precipice Blades. I think they have to attack into the Groudon, yeah. And even if they get a Fiery Dance boost or something like that, I think we kind of have them in a speed sandwich where we have the Regidrago to go for a Dragon Energy to deal with the P2, and even if they knock me out here with the Flamethrower, which they do because of the Sun, even in spite of the Calm Mind, they can't... like Bug Buzz, Giga Drain, none of these are doing any damage to the Gouging Fire. It's all going to be not super effective. So... I think we just go for a Dragon Energy Terra Dragon and double up the P2 in case they go for Recover or something. Yeah. Well, nah, let's just Heat Crash the Volk and go for a Terra Dragon, Dragon Energy. No reason to deviate. We'll see how slow their P2 is. If they're min speed, I think... Actually, no, we'll still outspeed them with Regidrago. We're 75 down to... half of 75, 37, or would it be 38 because it doesn't round up, round down? I think it always rounds down. I don't actually know on Iron Ball. Oh my goodness, yeah, Volcarona and Porygon never had a chance. Somehow Iron Ball is just divided by 2, so it's probably down to everything rounds down, so 75 divided by 2 is just going to be a cool 37 instead of a 38. So we outspeed everything except for Clefairy min speed and Amoonguss min speed. And then like everything below them. But yeah. Regidrago always very, very unexpected, the Iron Ball on a non-Trick Room team. But hey, it proved itself here in a big way. Even if we hadn't been hitting our attacks, I think, with the Precipice Blades, I think as soon as Regidrago comes out, we kind of just clear out the P2. We clear out the Smeargle, Volcarona, and if we get a little bit of Tachyon Cutter chip onto the Calyrex Ice, which we were angling for, we also knock that out. So the Groudon kind of clutched up, but even if it hadn't, we had the ace in the hole surprise Regidrago in the back to handle that game. Ooh, okay. This is a very strange team. A lot of supporters. They have the Alchemy, Indeedee, and of course the Ninetales. So I see Aurora Veil, Psychic Terrain, Trick Room, and then Decorate stuff with Urshifu, Chi-Yu, and Lunala. Gotta be conscious of the expanding force options on their team as well. Wide Guard could be tricky for sure. That makes me very cautious of what they can do. I can Tachyon Cutter, knock out the Ninetales right away, which they might not expect. So I do like the Iron Crown lead a fair bit. Terra Dark actually kind of like creams them if I start going for Calm Minds as well. That's an option for sure. I'm not sure if it's necessary to bring Rillaboom to get rid of their Psychic Terrain. I think Groudon is kind of necessary, and then... See, I'm trying to think of how I can break the Chi-Yu, and I think Gouging Fire is decent. Water Urshifu could be kind of tricky though, so maybe I should deal with that with the Rillaboom. I think I will. I have Terra Fire on Groudon, but I might not be able to use that to my advantage. Honestly, Scary Face might be good on the Gouging Fire, actually, to deal with the Urshifu and the Chi-Yu. If Sun isn't on the field, I can go for Terra Fire if I haven't already burned Terra Dark. We gotta be conscious of how we're expending our Terra, because the Terra Dark deals with a lot of their team, but it leaves our Groudon open to the rest of their team, so might have to exercise some restraint early on in how we're trading. Even though it might feel very cool to go for the Terra Dark early, that might open up our late game. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think this is just a Gravity Hypnosis option here. Until we can break their Shadow Shield, the Terra Dark isn't that valuable for us. So yeah, let's just go for a Hypnosis plus Gravity right off the bat, and then we can start taking KOs, I think, after that. Yeah, very interesting option from them. They didn't lead the Ninetales. Booster Energy Iron Crown was going to be way too threatening to them. But if we can... Yeah, Calm Mind would have been really interesting as an option here, but I don't want to give them Trick Room if I can avoid it. Like if they go Power or like Meteor Beam here into my Yanmega, I can get into such a good spot. Boom, we hit that. They're probably not Lumberry, I would expect. Safety Goggles, way more common as an anti-sleep item. Meteor Beam, that's totally fine. So what we can do here is actually go for a Bug Buzz, Terra Dark, and deal with their restricted right off that, I think. Very tempted to. Very, very tempted to. Cool, they bite. We could Hypnosis, actually. They didn't Psychic Seed, right? Hypnosis is pretty free here. Unless they get a first turn Wake, then that's pretty bad. Special attack, no special defense. I could just Bug Buzz, double up them. If they get the first turn Wake, am I in immediate trouble? Not necessarily, because I can get my Groudon in. I feel like I should get greedy here, and I think I kind of want to get greedy, even though I could just double up. What's that leave me open to? Urshifu, potentially? Yeah, let's go for it. Terra Dark was an option here. They protect, that's fine. Calm Mind definitely is better here. But I could have also doubled in DD and caught them slipping on that turn. Now we are neutral, and Moongeist Beam might still knock us out. I should have probably put 4 EVs on the Tachyon Cutter guy, the Iron Crown, so that we get boosts from Grassy Terrain. Or 1 more HP. That's what I mean by boosts. They wake up, they get Trick Room up, fair enough. Okay. So could have stopped that entirely by Bug Buzz, Tachyon, or Terra Darking that, but didn't go for it. Now our Yanmega is looking kind of dicey. Let's think about going... I think we kind of have to go for this at this point. Yeah, the speed boost is what's kind of killing us here, right? I could stall another turn with Terra Dark, and I think I do want to go for that. Like stall a turn of Trick Room. Unless they're Terra Fairy Moonblast, they are Protect, probably Expanding Force, Moongeist, Power Gem. I don't think they have coverage into my guy here. I think Helping Hand Moongeist would do a lot, unfortunately. Maybe even 2-hit KO me, so maybe I should have gone for an attack. Helping Hand, Moongeist maybe? Yikes. Surely this is an Expanding Force. I think he would KO with Moongeist regardless. This is an aggressive play for sure. If they don't target the Yanmega. Expanding Force, yeah, no. Let's go Terra Dark. That's super nice. Okay. So now they're kind of going to be expending single target attacks, which is like totally fine by me. It's probably Terra Fairy there. We don't have Protect, unfortunately. Got to be conscious of that. But I think it is sack Yanmega time or bring in Groudon. Because they're probably going for Moongeist or something. Expanding feels a little off to me, I think. It's probably Dazzling Gleam, Moongeist, I would guess. How many turns of Trick Room left? 3? Now we're stalling pretty well. No Protect in the back is kind of tricky. Let's think about going Groudon here. Let's just go Hypnosis. I think we do sack the Yanmega and go for a Terra Blast into the... I could go for Tachyon Cutter too. Okay, switching out the Indeedee means they are either knocking out my Yanmega, protecting, or getting some damage off, which is fine by me. Ninetales is fine, yeah. Because that's a Tachyon Cutter KO waiting to happen. Blizzard. Okay, could get frozen here. Man, it would have been so good if I got Groudon in and just dodged both. But yeah, +2 Terra Blast going to do a lot of damage. Now we'll outspeed them and have Gravity up. I feel pretty good about this spot. Okay, yeah, there we go. KOing through Shadow Shield with the +2 Terra Blast. Fantastic. Here we go, Groudon. So yeah. We do have to be wary because Trick Room turn still could mess us up here. Indeedee, no sir. Here comes the Groudon. I have Gravity up. Precipice Blades is about to clear this game through. So yeah, Yanmega did all it needed to. It just detracted, and the Terra Dark, a trump card to this strategy. I feel like Heat Crash could KO. They can't put us to sleep. I feel like Heat Crash is probably a knockout. And I probably should not mess around with Gravity turns necessarily. Let's just go for this though. One more turn of Trick Room. Maybe I just go Calm Mind, set up additionally for what they have in the back. I think I will go for that. They cancel out though. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, that was the perfect game for Terra Dark Iron Crown. It kind of just showcased exactly what it's for. The Gravity for the Hypnosis. We catch their Indeedee, even though they got a lucky first turn sleep. We get the Calm Minds up, so it does not matter. And they bit Hook, Line, and Sinker on the Calm Mind Terra Dark turn by going for Expanding Force. If they had gone for Moonblast helping, or Moongeist Helping Hand that turn, they might have gotten the chip they needed to be in a winnable spot, but because we got that turn of immunity, we just were able to boost up way faster than they were able to handle it. So yeah, perfect game there for us. We played our surprise trump card excellently. Whoa, okay, we have 5 Quark Drive Pokemon plus Miraidon. And how many Gravity Precipice Blade switch-ins do we have? Doesn't look like any to me. But Fake Out Iron Hands would be kind of hard to deal with, truthfully. I don't think I need Gouging Fire this match, although Scary Face could be valuable. Turning off Quark Drive seems pretty good though, because I can't outspeed Raging Bolt so easily. I think I will go for that. Well, maybe I just Gravity. Do I have U-turn on this or High Horsepower? U-turn would be nice, honestly. Yeah, they have like one switch in for Precipice Blades. I don't really count Iron Bundle. So they only... Yeah, if I get Gravity up, and I'm in a great spot. But can I do that? It's tricky for sure. You know what? It's so hard. Such a hard call. Gonna mix it up a little bit here, and I think go no Yanmega Tailwind. Even though it looks like I just get Tailwind Gravity up, I win. I think it's harder to do that than it looks because of the presence of Iron Bundle and Iron Hands. Fake Out on lead with no Protect on the Iron Crown delays, makes it so that they can take a 1-hit KO pretty easily on me with like a Fake Out Volt Switch, and I can't do anything about that. Aside of bringing in my Rillaboom, I suppose, but then they just get to bring them right on in again. They don't lead that. They lead this, which is interesting. So I'll get Gravity up, and... That's odd, for sure. What are you going for here? Maybe Draco? I'd assume it's Volt Switch onto the Iron Crown. I kind of want to Calm Mind, though. That'd be fun, right? I don't think that gets me much mileage against these Pokemon, unfortunately. We do lead correctly, knocking out their Quark Drives. And we get our booster energy now that all the Quark Drives deactivate from the electric terrain. We do have the speed advantage, but unfortunately I don't think we can do a whole lot with it. I would just like to switch out the Rillaboom, I think. It feels like a Volt Switch might come out into it or something else. It might switch out as well. But I don't think there's a whole lot of damage coming the Groudon's way necessarily from the side of the Iron Tusk. Great Iron Treads. That's it. So if I get the Groudon in, yeah, this is the issue with no Tailwind, is even though I'm getting the Groudon in probably, hopefully safely, if they go for a Draco Meteor into my Rillaboom unexpectedly, we might get into some trouble, but Steel Roller could do a lot of damage to my Groudon on switch too. Yeah, maybe it should have been Yanmega in the back. But once I have the Gouging Fire in and I can apply Scary Face Pressure... Okay, I did not see that they were Booster Energy on that. Or maybe they're Choice Scarf. Living that's essential though. Oh, they Volt Switch the Groudon? That's really bad for them. Okay. That is so bad for them. Oh my god. Okay. They're probably high horsepowering the Crown again, which is fine because I do still just get to go for a Blades, knock out their... Well, maybe they're not specs. They probably are, but you never know. Any reason not to attack? Who could switch in safely here? Really nobody that wants to take a Tachyon Cutter. I didn't notice them being Choice Scarf. I'm not sure if I could have. Maybe. There's just a lot of passive effects going on, but yeah, switching in on the Volt Switch is really nice. I probably got a pretty low roll there on the high horsepower, but I will take it. I will take it. Switch out, sure. Not sure that was necessary. I guess they don't want me to go for Protect. But yeah, that's not going to love the Precipice Blades. Yeah, that's a KO for sure. So we take a double knockout here. Man, that on its own is almost a knockout. Iron Bundle so weak. But we should have speed advantage now, so that's really good. So I think, yeah, Living made everything work out as well as the Volt Switch. If they had Volt Switched the Iron Crown, things may get a little weird, but with Scary Face on the Gouging Fire, maybe we still can get there by Scary Facing the Iron Bundle or the Miraidon or something. But knocking out the Iron Bundle, I think, is the most important thing there, because now we just have speed superiority as soon as the Gouging Fire enters the field, and we knock off their electric terrain with the grassy terrain. Okay, yeah. That is fine by me. I'm just going to get the Rillaboom in as early as I can, apply Fake Out Pressure, and then get the Groudon cooking. Attack Raise, of course, and then we'll go for, I guess, a Terra Blast? I don't know. But yeah, no reason to waste turns. We're just trying to get the Groudon in and out with the Rhydon either have locking into Dazzling Gleam or something like that, or some other option. But I feel great about this game. At this point, when I saw the outspeed on the high horsepower, I was like, oh, I just lose, because high horsepower should be knocking me out here, but I guess they were Jolly Choice Scarf or something, or Booster Energy, and I didn't notice it. But yeah, that was definitely not great for me. Should have been paying attention to the speed tiers. I feel like Iron Crown is probably naturally faster than the other guy, so I made a mistake there by not paying attention enough. Okay, Draco, sure. I actually wanted them to do that. Them going for an electric move. Well, I guess if they're choice specs, they have to lock Dragon move, but yeah, the goal was always just to get the Groudon in safely. This actually maybe slows us down in doing that. One more turn. We should always get the Scary Face off, so it shouldn't really matter. They can Draco again, I guess. Let's just go for a Terra Blast in case they go for a Terastallization or something like that. And then Grassy Glide, I think. I don't think the damage on the Iron... Well... Yeah, let's just confirm the KO even if they go for a Terastallization with a Fake Out into you. No, we want something to get knocked out here for sure. They're going for a Terra. Cool, glad to see them burn that early. I could have gone for a Terra into the, like a Grassy Glide into the Iron Hands in case they're Terra Water, which they go for some reason. I don't really follow unless they're trying to avoid a Psychic move, which, you know, not the craziest thing. But could have gotten a big Grassy Glide off there to confirm a Precipice Blades KO. I was a little worried about them being something like Terra Fairy and then they live a Precipice Blades, but yeah, now they just knock out the Rillaboom. Double knockout is actually exactly what I wanted to happen. And with Sun Up, I think we still should beat their Iron Hands as long as we have Gravity up, so we're not going to be worried about missing. We Scary Face the Rhydon so as not to risk a critical hit, and then we should be out of this without any risk. Except for crits, I guess. Crits could be something. But I think they need to crit a Drain Punch maybe twice. with grassy terrain active, yeah, probably crit 2 Drain Punches and also miss the second Precipice Blades, and then somehow 1v1 the Gouging Fire, which feels unlikely. In their head, they're like, okay, this isn't over, we just have to hit and crit the Draco Meteor, but that is not the case, my friend. Let's just confirm. Gravity's up. Absolutely. This is what dreams are made of. This is what we're going for all game, is setting up this gravity lock with the Groudon, and it looks like we have executed. Scary Face going on the board. We know they're not Choice Scarf because the Great Tusk, or the Iron Treads was, and we take the double Gravity, Precipice Blades hit, and then we should be able to close against this the Iron Hands. Perfect. Yeah, it does a lot, but I guess they only needed 1 crit. Looks like. But now I think we can just go for Howl. Sunlight Fading, yeah, I guess if they crit 1 now we could lose. We lose our Photosynthesis, Speed Boost, not going to matter against this guy. Yeah, let's just go for Howl. If we hit the Precipice Blades, automatic win. If not, I'll have to pull out the calc. And see how many Howls we need to beat this guy 1v1. Yeah, I guess I should have Grassy Glid this one, but it was hard to say. Precipice Blades does connect, that should be GG. So I ended up needing to hit 1, which sometimes feels like it's the case. The gravity just doesn't last quite long enough against a good enough opponent that can kind of stall it out. But it does last long enough to get 2 gravity hits, and that's should be enough. I think we maybe could lose if we really misplay our Flare Blitzes against their Iron Hands and like miss some hits, but with Howl, I think we are favored there. So good game to them. Very crazy Quark Drive team, but I think we did have the perfect restricted to handle that pretty well. They didn't have a lot of switch-ins for Precipice Blades and Gravity. Okay, we have a Lunala plus Iron Valiant team. Lots of potential wide guard, Fairy type, Grimmsnarl, not a great target for the Regidrago. I think them going to Trick Room, they have their potential wide guard Pokemon. They have a Mungus. That could be kind of annoying for me. A lot of wide guard's really bad for Groudon as well. This might just be a put stuff to sleep angle. I don't know how early I go for it though. Yeah. If they got a Mungus is like possible, but usually really unlikely. If they go for it, they got me for sure, but I don't think it's that likely. Groudon I think I have to bring, and then there's an argument for a lot of these guys. I think Regidrago, if they go into Trick Room, is really good, but I'm not certain they will. This could be a Calm Mind Lunala, in which case the Regidrago is really bad. So I think I like Gouging Fire just to be able to clean up some Pokemon with Howl Heat Crashes. Not even necessarily setting up the Groudon, just going for Howls straight up. Yeah, that'll be interesting. They've got an odd team. I could definitely see this being the Calm Mind, Terra Fairy, Moonblast Lunala instead of the Trick Room Meteor Beam one. We'll have to see. Okay, Iron Valiant plus the Lunala. Good lead. Kind of. I think this does give us a Hypnosis for free. Booster Energy tips us off that they are speed, which is, I think, favorable for us. Tachyon Cutter could be a KO against them. I'm not sure. I think they're weak on this. Oh, yeah, we might just knock them out with Tachyon Cutter for sure. Okay. That's pretty good. I could Terra... Let's just go Gravity, Hypnosis on the Lunala, I think. And then we can Hypnosis next turn, maybe? I think they have limited ways to damage close combat. Okay, never mind. We could have knocked them out. That's fine. Yeah, Terra Dark would have been very bad there, obviously. But we should be putting the Lunala asleep. I think that's fair enough as far as trades go. Yeah. Okay. Best case would have been Raw Hypnosis, Tachyon, which would have been favored, of course, but you know, you don't want to risk it all that turn one, but maybe it's worth going for, given I just knock out their Tachyon guy right off the rip. Not their Tachyon guy. So odds are they're still going to outspeed my Yanmega, unfortunately, but I can Hypnosis them the next turn pretty easily. 161, yeah, there's no shot I outspeed them. So we'll, I guess, just Bug Buzz. Now let's Hypnosis them this turn. And break the Shadow Shield. Sure, yeah. So we're breaking the shield, and we'll be able to Hypnosis them next turn, so I don't quite follow what they're going for. Outside is waking up here. Because now I have Terra Dark Hypnosis for a knockout if they don't wake up. Which I'll look at their back to confirm my Terra, like the necessity of it, but yeah, they stay fast asleep. So that's really important, because now if we want to, they don't follow me on the board, they're leftovers, they'd have to read Terra Dark, which feels really unlikely. With Hypnosis up, I feel pretty confident that'll outspeed their Iron Valiant. I think it's actually certain. I don't think they can be fast enough otherwise. They have a lot of Terra Dark switch-ins, but it feels unlikely that they switch. So I'm going to let it rip. I think Terra Grass isn't going to be that valuable against the rest of their Pokemon. Yeah, let's go for it. Terra Blast plus Hypnosis should put them to sleep. And take a KO as long as they don't Terra. Okay, Lunala. Interesting. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. You're thinking, okay, yeah, I don't want my Pokemon to get knocked out by the Tachyon Cutter or put to sleep. There's no way that my Lunala is in danger right now because whatever, it's just an Iron Crown and a Yanmega. None of their attacks are super effective, but we do actually have the Terra Dark here. Coming in clutch once again against another Lunala type. Yep, that's a Hypnosis on the Amoonguss and a lovely, lovely, lovely Dark Terra Blast into that Lunala. We saw their leftovers, there's no way they lived this hit. Very nice. At first I looked at this Iron Crown when it was released, I was like, yeah dude, Dark Terra Blast, this is crazy, there's no way this is good, but it's actually proven to be really effective in Battle Stadium against the many Lunala Expanding Force teams as well as the Necrozma teams. It's like kind of hard to beat the Calm Mindset. If you go for Gravity early, it's like kind of hard to deal with. I like... How many turns of Gravity left? 2 turns, so I should just be able to go for a... Honestly, a Calm Mind. Hypnosis feels pretty good. And then if they... No, this is silly. What I should go for is actually switch out the Yanmega and forfeit my boost, I think. They've not gone for Terra yet. I could go here. Yeah, let's take advantage of our last potential turn of Gravity. Oh, they cancel out. Yeah, they don't have any offense left most likely. So we do actually get the 4-3 forfeit with the Yanmega plus Iron Crown lead. Some of the most uncommon Pokemon in Regulation G. Able to take out Restricted, Amoonguss, Iron Valiant, all very powerful Pokemon with some unexpected and creative sets. So I feel like a very good showcase for this team's strengths. So that's going to do it for a battle today featuring this absolutely wild Gravity Choice Band and Groudon team with the Hypnosis Yanmega. Honestly, the MVP ended up being the Calm Mind Terra Dark Iron Crown. I felt like that was really effective against a lot of teams I wasn't expecting. Paired into a lot of Lunala, to be fair, but in that matchup, it basically turns what could kind of be tricky, a lot of guessing games, into like a very solid favored matchup in your favor, at least in a closed team sheet best of 1 format, as long as people don't know the team. The Regidrago also kind of a basically a matchup check, or not a matchup check, but like a free game 1, and game 1's the only game that matters. In ladder against Trick Room teams, just being able to surprise them and take knockouts with Terra Dragon, Iron Ball, Regidrago is very appreciated. Just chip down the Calyrex and then go to town with the Regidrago, very cool. The Scary Face Gouging Fire as a secondary speed control option, very cool as well. So once again, if you want to check out the creator of the team, I have their blog post and Twitter in the description below. The Pokepaste with the EV spreads that they created for the team in their blog, in the Pokepaste and the rental code in the top right that I recreated in-game. If you appreciate the resource of the rental code that I recreated to make it public, please subscribe to the channel to show your support. And with all that being said,